Guys, today we're going to be taking a look at this cheap luxury SUV that I bought, this 2005 Porsche Cayenne S. And we're going to be seeing why this might be the best cheap luxury SUV you can buy today. Alright guys, so first let's start off with a walk around. I like to do my videos kind of as a reveal. So we're going to look at this car in specific and see what's up with it, everything that's going on, and talk about why this is probably one of your best options if you're looking for a luxury SUV and you don't want to buy new, which is probably a horrible deal right now to buy any new cars as with the market. But yeah, this car is a 2005 black on black, which looks great. It's very dirty. Like I said, I'm going to be showing it exactly how I got it. So we'll see what we find inside, but you can see for a 2005, this is still a great looking vehicle, in my opinion. You got these big aggressive front bumper, and I actually like this bumper more than the turbo. The turbo doesn't have those pieces there. It's got bigger inlets for air to get in, but I think it looks better like that. Like I said, this is the Cayenne S, but you can see this car is definitely showing its age. You can see a lot of paint chips on the front bumper. It's completely super dirty. We're gonna go wash it later in the video, but for now I just wanted to show exactly how I got it. And if you're wondering how much we got this for, make sure you wait until the end of the video to find that out. All right guys, so let's check out inside of the Porsche. You can see we also have black inside here, which really is just a great color combo. Black on black, with this titanium like trim. It feels nice to touch too. It doesn't feel cheap, like some other trims that look high end but aren't. And then we have this really interesting kind of leather material. Not quite sure if this is real or what it is, but we have this leather material that's on the side of the doors, on the dash, your window controls right down here. We got Bose sound system, which sounds really good for a 2005. Pretty impressive. Your gas cap and your trunk. Let's hop in here. So it looks like the previous owner got some like blue paint or something on the steering wheel, which is kind of weird. We have this Audi control lighting system, which is just a little dial, pretty self-explanatory. This, which I believe controls the lights, looks like we're also missing a piece here. Parking brake down here. All Porsches ignition is on the left side. From back when they used to race, and the idea was that when you get into the car, you can just start it from the left side. You don't have to move over here to start the vehicle. So that is why the ignition is on the left side. All right guys, so checking out this center control system here, you'll see that we do have this right here. So if we go up, this should be center locking diff, and there we go. It will show on the screen up here, and it'll also give us this icon to show that we're in center locking. And then we also have a long lock option. So obviously that would be used for, you know, four-wheeling and what have you. And then we have some different controls here. If you want to stiffen up your suspension, we have a couple different options: comfort, normal, and sport. All right guys, so the air ride system, basically if you want to go down, you would just press this down, and the lowest level is actually only available when stationary. You can see it was kind of slow to go down and up. Usually they're not that slow, but this vehicle does have 180,000 miles, and I'm sure it's never been replaced. So that's kind of to be expected. But it also depends on previous ownership and how well they took care of everything. So, all right, guys. So other noticeable things to mention in here. We do have this Tiptronic, very weird. I haven't seen this, I don't think, in any other vehicles, like a button system. I'm pretty sure this is a Audi Volkswagen technology here. I know, definitely haven't seen it much, but that's in the early ages before paddles were a big thing. Typical scroll heated seats, which work great. And then I love the climate controls on these Porsches. And it's kind of funny, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different levels of power through the vents. So that's kind of funny. And another thing that's noticeable to mention is this little cover. If you don't want to look at the little climate control buttons down here, you can just flip this cover up and you will have a nice Porsche cover there, which kind of smooths things out in here, makes things look better. Also, something else to mention is these little handlebars that you get right here, and they're very sturdy. They're just built right into this whole center console deal here, and I always just thought it was a cool feature to just have these right here. The back seat, we also have something pretty cool that you don't see in a lot of vehicles. We have these vents actually right here on the side of the pillar, and you can even close it off, turn it on, and just, yeah, pretty cool feature for the back seat. More back seat features. I'm actually kind of learning and discovering some of these things as we go. So looks like, I'm not even sure what that is, probably a hanger. And then we have side lights right here and no lights in the center, which is kind of interesting, only on the side. Looks like we have one on that side too. Alright guys, so underneath here we could see the 4.5 V8, and this car is making about 350 horsepower, which isn't too bad, but for the time, 2005, and it is a V8, it does feel like it has plenty of power to get around, move the car around. You can see it's very Porsche-like. You basically can't see everything. Everything is covered in plastic, so keep that in mind. But overall, these are very good, reliable vehicles, but just keep in mind, pretty much everything's going to be, you know, more complicated to do than a regular car, so keep that in mind when you're looking at one. Other cool things to note down here that Porsche kind of makes you feel special is you can see on this vehicle emissions control information, it actually has a Porsche badge there and the Cayenne S symbol right there. We also get Cayenne V8 right here, and information on oil that has Porsche on it there too. So it's just kind of cool to see, you know, it makes you feel like you're driving something a little bit special. You don't really get features like that in the Toyota Camry or something like that, so. let's take the Cayenne for a drive, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on this. So I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I would disclose at the end of the video how much I got this for, and I paid $3,800 for this one, guys. Sure, this vehicle is probably depreciated. You know, this is a pretty decent spec'd out one. They don't all come with like the air ride and locking diffs and whatnot, and this is also the S, so it's a higher trim level automatically. Luxury vehicles like this depreciate so much because there's such high maintenance to keep up and on the road, and of course it's extremely expensive, but that's just not really the case with these Cayennes, at least from what I've heard in the community and my personal experience. Of course there's going to be cars that, you know, have problems just like any car, but for this, you know, this year Cayenne, I've seen a lot of them with 200,000 plus miles. This one in particular has 182,000, and it drives great. So yeah, from that aspect, obviously they're making it up into the higher mileage, and there's nothing catastrophic that go wrong with these cars, besides maybe like bore scoring, and I'm sure there's, like I said, depending on the car. But we're talking overall, this is a $3,800 car. You know, you can't expect too much, but Porsche delivers. On that subject, if you guys are enjoying the videos, please subscribe to the channel. I would love to keep more of these cars, and you know, do builds on them and more fun stuff. So let's talk about driving wise of the Cayenne. Power with this one also, it's not crazy fast. Like I said earlier in the video, I believe, I'm pretty sure this model has 350 horsepower, and you know, it kind of sounds a little low for being such a big SUV, but it feels pretty quick. Like, it is definitely not, it doesn't feel like a Suburban or a Tahoe or something. Feels pretty quick, not too bad. But besides that, it also, you know, you have these different modes here. You have comfort, sport, and normal mode, and when you put it into sport mode, for example, like, you can really feel a difference in the suspension, and I think it tightens the steering up a little bit as well, and it really feels like a sports car in an SUV body, which is pretty crazy considering that this is a 2005, and you know, of course, this model, this was the first SUV that Porsche made, so they, you know, I guess they wanted to make sure they did a good job on this one, and it definitely shows. It's definitely aged well. Very roomy in here, you know, lots of room. I mean, it's hard to find anything bad to say about these Cayennes. I used to think that they looked horrible, like just awful looking cars, and I'm sure some of you guys probably think that, but just like some of the other cars in the past that I think that looked horrible, it's just grown on me, and now I actually really like the way that they look, especially with a nice spec, nice color like this. I love the way that this car looks, and they're very off-road capable. They're very customizable, so you have that as well. So it's hard to find anything bad to say about the Cayenne. It can check a lot of boxes depending on what you're looking for, and if you're looking for an SUV, I would assume you would not, you know, be disappointed in having extra things that you didn't necessarily need, but are still good to have, like the locking diffs. You know, you might not get locking diffs in regular SUVs, and it's something a little bit more up trim. If you guys like this video, just you know, leave a thumbs up, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day.